We got one 12-volt battery in front of the trailer. Two 20-pound propane cylinders are full except for what we use to service the trailer with. Gas regulators pointed towards that bottle over there, showing you green inside the eye. As soon as that bottle would happen to come empty, it's going to turn red inside the eye, indicating that the bottle it's pointed to is empty and it's having to pick up from the other cylinder as long as the valve on the top's open. We have a hookup light for hooking up at nighttime, an up and down button for running the jack up or down, but there is a manual way that we can come through the top and manually crank that jack up or down. For any reason it won't go on its own, I would check the 30-amp fuse here first, make sure that it's not blowed. And if it's not blowed and still won't work, then there is a manual crank that will come in through the top and cranks it up or down. We're going to step over to the side over here. It is, you can buy the solar panel that sits outside the trailer, plugs into this, will recharge the battery in front of the trailer only. It also is set up for a tire measuring gauge. The compartment lights on both sides are on 24/7, are motion censored, so that when you open up the compartment door, the light comes on. As we start down through the side, it does have the balance jacks on all four corners. Not for leveling the trailer, just for stabilizing while you walk through it. The lug nuts on the trailer has been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. That's what's recommended on the side. Tires are average pressure, which is 65 pounds on the side of the tire cold. You have a satellite hookup in the front, cable hookup in the back, a city water connect that you can hook to with a water hose and regulator, never have to fill the freshwater tank on it. The one right below it is your black tank flush. While you're dumping your holding tanks, you can hook a water hose and regulator to it. Open the valve on the black tank, let all the nasties come out that'll come out, turn water pressure onto it. It's got a little aerator on the inside of the tank, spins around, helps clean more of the debris out of the inside of the black tank only. 30-amp power cord goes on, makes a quarter of a turn, tighten up the black knob. On your dump stations, the front one is for your kitchen sink water only. The gray valve on the second dump is your bathroom sink and shower water. The 3-inch valve in the very back is your toilet water. As we come around to the back, it is prepped for a backup camera up top. It is also prepped for an extendable ladder. It does have a spare tire on the back of it. It's been aired at the pressure, but it's not been torqued on. It's been put on with a wrench. Outside of the hot water heater works two ways, 110 and propane. Both switches are on the monitor panel on the inside, but you want to make sure that you got water coming out of the top of it. Pop-off valve before you turn on electric or gas. Does also have a drain plug down here at the bottom for draining the hot water heater in between trips and for winterizing and de-winterizing purposes. The rest of it I'll show you when we get to the inside of the monitor panel. Electric switch for the stabilizer jacks in the back. Sometimes on them jacks, one leg will come down first, hits the ground, it'll stop, then the other jack leg will come down till it hits, and then you evenly raise it up to put pressure on it. It won't level the trailer from side to side, it just stabilizes the trailer while you're walking through it. In the outside refrigerator, it is 110 only. The thermostat control for it is in the upper right-hand corner. We also have a port spray hose that hooks to the outside out here that gives you cold running water on this side of the trailer. Just like an air hose does, clips right into place. But it only gives you cold water to this side of the trailer. Then you also got your outside grill, pops out, flips over. Hose is coming out from underneath here. Comes down and hooks to the connection on the frame. Then on the connection on the frame, you have to turn the T-handle in line with the gas line for it to have gas coming through it. It also has a locking mechanism so that the grill won't go back inside the compartment while you're using it. It also has one when you got it all the way in to lock it into place to keep it from coming out while you're traveling. Also has a 110 outlet in the outside kitchenette compartment that is protected by the GFI outlet in the bathroom. 2 outside speakers. I'll have to show you more about the speakers when we get to the stereo to the inside. Vent for the hood range. For the hood range to work properly, the 2 little tabs have to be flipped up. Allows the flapper to flap while you're using the fan. but when you're in travel, you want to make sure you push those back down and lock them into place. Outside of the furnace, sucks cold air in the top, hot air out the bottom. Always suggest putting a mud diaper screen over the outside of the furnace for the simple fact the screen's less than 15 bucks. It's $145 an hour for every hour that we have to take furnace out to clean the mud diapers out of it. While we're here too, right behind the back axle is the two low water drain points. The red side is the hot side of the water system. The blue is the cold side of the water system. Right in front of the axles we have another blue line hanging down with the T-handle on it. Is your freshwater tank drain. That's where you'll drain your freshwater tank. Freshwater tank fills up here at the top. You do have a 110 outlet, a park cable hookup or antenna hookup out here to the outside underneath the canopy, so if you wanted to watch the ball game. There is also a hole here to the side that goes to the slide room on the opposite side. For any reason it won't open or shut with the switch on the inside, there is a manual way that we can come through the side and manually crank that room in or out. Another switch up here at the front for the two stabilizer jacks on the front of the trailer. 3 handles for the manual operation. The little one does the tongue jack on the front of the trailer. The bigger one does your stabilizer jacks front and back. And then you have the 3/4 handle that does your slide room. The lights are either on 24/7 or motion censored, either way. And it does have the big metal compartment up in front for storing all your heavier appliances. Now we're going to go to the front door. We're going to open it all the way up. Blue handle on the left hand side of the steps loosens the steps from the door frame, allows it to come out. Little push button underneath each one of the legs. There's 15 to 18 slots in each one of the legs for adjustment. The main thing when the steps come out, they have to come out and they have to lay flat in the threshold so that the front door closes over the top of them properly. To achieve that, push the little buttons underneath each one of the legs and adjust the legs. The main thing is it has to lay flat in the threshold. We're going to step to the inside of the trailer. It does have a working fire extinguisher on the left hand side as we come in. We're going to go ahead and run our slide room out. You always want to make sure there's not a vehicle or a tree on that side of the slide room as it runs out. We're going to come back to the monitor panel. We'll start up here with the battery. It shows you that it's fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have the 110 line unplugged and then press your battery button. Freshwater tank showing you it's got 2/3 of the tank still full in it. Black tank is empty, which is your toilet water. Gray tank 1 will be your bathroom, shower, and sink water. And your auxiliary tank will be your kitchen sink water only. The blue lights up at the top. The first one turns your water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucet. The second one is the gas side of the hot water heater. When you turn it on, the little red light there should have come on. I think it might be hot on electric already. The little red light will go off. Then it goes through 3 lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it doesn't light on gas, that little red light's going to come right back on. Then your third blue button is the electric side of the hot water heater to run it on electric. Then you have your cap light, which is your 2 little LED lights on the front of the trailer. Cabin lights is your center row lights here in the living room area. Then you have your awning lights and then your auxiliary lights. Your auxiliary lights is going to be underneath the step on the front of this unit. Then you got your slide room switch, and you also have your awning switch to extend the awning out. I'm going to have to close that door just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and extend that awning out. Here again, you want to make sure there's not a big tree on the front side of the unit that's going to hit the awning as it comes out. On the awning there too, there is a pinch point on each arm at the lower part that can be pulled down against to change the pitch of the awning, front or back. We'll go to the back and pull down on it. Push the pitch of the ring coming off this corner of the awning. You can do the same thing to the front arm, but it's close to the front door. When you get ready to roll it back up, you're going to push it back up in the straight position. to roll it back in. That way that both the arms fold inside the cradle. There's two remotes for the unit. The little one works the stereo, turns it on and off. And then you also have zones 1 and 2. Zone 1 is going to be your inside speakers. Zone 2 is going to be your outside speakers. The bigger remote is for the TV. The TV, I think, got 42 channels the other day when we auto-programmed it. And that's a St. Louis radio station. It's about 80 miles away from here. That's working with the booster inside and the antenna on top. Pretty good picture on it. Stereo will also play a DVD between the stereo and TV. Put your DVD in the stereo. Then you have to change your setting on your TV from TV to AV1. And that way it will play a DVD between the stereo and TV. Microwave, the only thing I can tell you about the microwave is I did warm my coffee up in it. It does have a clock button. Let's say it's 4:30. Hit the clock button again till the two center eyes are solid. The only reason I set the time on the microwave is I can tell if the trailer's lost 110 power coming to it once I've been away from the trailer. It does have a light for the stovetop and a fan. For the fan to work properly, the two tabs have to be opened on the outside of it. It allows the smoke to come from the inside to the outside. On your glass stovetop will fold up 2 times up out of the way. Button on the right hand side illuminates the valves that's on the trailer. Once you turn them on, they turn red, indicating that they got gas coming through them. The striker on the left hand side will light all 3 burners on the stovetop. Turn them off. We're going to go to the oven. We're going to turn it to where it says pilot on and actually hold down on the knob using the same striker on the left hand side to light the pilot for it. Let that pilot run for about a minute, then you can dial it up to the temperature that you want. Also, we'll have a turn the switch to the down position. You also have the illuminated lights on the valves, but you also have a light in the oven so you can see what you're baking. There is a 110 outlet up underneath the cabinet here. The light above the kitchen sink has to be turned on by hand. Drawer there. Paperwork's all in the red bag that's in the second drawer down. The trailer is a key-alike trailer. Has one key for the lock and deadbolt on the front door and all your outside compartments. Pretty good sized storage space underneath the kitchen sink. Pretty good sized cabinet space above it. We're going to go to the thermostat next. We're going to turn it off. You hit the on button. First it tells you your fan speed is low, fan speed is high, cool, cool low, cool auto, and cool high, and you'll dial your temperature down for it. Hit that mode button one more time. It says heat in the lower left hand corner. You'll dial your temperature up for it. Hit the mode button one more time, and it says off in the lower right hand corner. Each one of the bunks has a light above it. And on this one here, to access into your hot water heater, the paneling in the very back of the trailer lifts up. There's 2 valves on the back of the hot water heater. Both of them are pointed towards the hot water heater, which allows cold water to go in the bottom, hot water to come out the top. When you get ready to winterize, they turn sideways, which actually makes a loop at the back of the hot water heater so that you don't have to fill the hot water heater with antifreeze. There is a light switch on the wall that turns the light above us on. We also have our GFCI outlet in the bathroom. We have a single foot flush on the right hand side of the toilet. Push halfway down, fills with water. Push all the way down, fills and dumps. Showers just like what you have at home. Your hot water's on the left hand side, your cold water's on the right hand side. Does have a little privacy door. Comes in, locks into place. Push against it, let it slide open. It does have a dome in the shower for the taller guys. An Earl knob in the ceiling that cranks the vent up. Little black button turns the fan on to pull the moisture out of the bathroom. We also have an air conditioner vent in the ceiling that brings cold air into the bathroom.
Right behind you.
And right behind me there is the brown vent on the floor that brings heat into the bathroom. It kind of heats the toilet up so you don't have to sit on a cold plastic toilet.
Woo!
There is also a carbon monoxide LP detector in the trailer. We're going to come up to the refrigerator. It has an on and off button. You can touch, like for the freezer section, shows you what temperature it is. You can dial it up or down. Hit the refrigerator section. You can do the same thing for it. Dial it up or dial it down. I like to run them right about the middle ways of both of them. But there is also a little button here with the moon on it. At nighttime, if you're not going in and out of the refrigerator, you can hit to the cold side of it. Since the door's not going to be open and shutting, it runs it in a more quieter mode. That way it doesn't make as much noise in the middle of the night for you. The freezer section got down to, I think, 1 degree below zero, and in the bottom it got down to about 38 degrees. There is a light above the kitchen table that has to be turned on by hand. A little push button in the center of it turns it on. The tabletop comes off the 2 pedestals, goes down between the 2 benches. The 2 back cushions come across the top of the table to make a bed. It does have a fire escape window behind the table that you can open, slide all the way to the right hand side to access out there. Also has a USB port at the kitchen table for charging your cell phones. Pretty good size storage underneath both of the benches. Pretty good size storage above the couch. Light above the couch has to be turned on by hand. Couch will butterfly out into another bed. On your air conditioner, it has the quick cool down on either end of it. When you close them off, it goes back to the vents in the ceiling, the round vents in the ceiling for the air conditioning. We're going to go into the bedroom area. In the bedroom area, there's another air conditioner in here with the same thermostat on the wall of the headboard. It works just like the one in the living room does, except for it does not have the heat on this one in here. The heat's on the main one in the living room area. Light above the bed has to be turned on by hand. We have another place for a TV over here with a power cable or antenna hookup, a 110 outlet to plug it into. We also have a fire escape window on this side over here that opens up if I didn't have the compartment opened out there, and a 110 outlet on either side of the bed. It does have 2 vents up here that will bring cold air from the main AC in the living room area to the bedroom area. Or then you could run this one here for the bedroom area and just have the one back there for the main part of it. The bed doesn't lift up. It does have a locking mechanism on the left hand side here, so the bed will slide one side or the other, or you can lock it in a position in the middle to where you can walk on either side of the bed. It also has a privacy door between the living room area and the bedroom area. The slides open, and should have another round vents is by the kitchen that comes into the master bedroom area. Nope, lied to you again. It does have a register in the floor on the right hand side of the bed to bring heat into the master bedroom. That's basically everything on your trailer. If you have any questions, I'll answer them the best that I can. Thank you for your time.